Good morning. Good morning. Uh, we here at the Buffalo Day with the prevention programs, we wanted to bring on some youth, and we thought, we always think it's important that we give their perspective. Um, not only do we want to involve youth in everything that we do, you know, uh, we think it's very important that we keep promoting our princess. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Carly Ty Flying Out. I'm the All Nation Discovery Yorkland Princess, and like you said, we brought two people from our Weatherford Native American Club to join us today to ask some questions and get to know more about them, and get to know the Weatherford Native American Club more.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is Echo Post, and I'm the treasurer at the Native American Club.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Uh, my name is Nevaeh Post, and I'm a 11th grade representative at the Native American Club.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. And what do you feel like is most important about the Native American Club in Weatherford?
I think um, the children that are representing it is the most important because they're like they're showing their culture to many other kids in that school that don't know about it. That's what I think.
What do you get out of representing the Native American population in Weatherford?
What do I get?
Yeah. Like, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel good because like you look at Weatherford and you don't think there's many natives, and then like you go to the Native American Club and there's a lot more than you thought.
Yeah.
It's like really nice to like have them like see each other and just talk and just be around each other instead of away. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. So, Carly, how has culture helped you stay connected to whatever native, how many different tribes are you?
Shiner Appo and then Pueblo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how has being in your culture helped you stay connected to that?
Like, what do you mean? Like
Like,
connected to what?
your regalia, all the dances you go to, like, how has it helped you focus on maybe staying out of trouble?
mm. It's just like being out there and dancing. It just makes you feel good, and like that's kind of like a place to go for like people who don't have that, or it's like comforting. And yeah, I just find comfort when I go out there, and it makes me feel closer to like ones that I've lost, such as my grandma Belva. And so like that's why I stay out there mostly, because like she's not here no more. So
Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Thomas.
hmm
Like, that's where I was born and raised. So I kind of understand, some of the families that's been around Weatherford for a while. Basically the same families that are there now, are the same ones, that were around whenever I was a kid. So I think it's cool, because me being from Thomas, we had our little Indian community, and we didn't really think of it as Weatherford as having like their own. You know what I mean? Like, you go to Walmart, it was like the big city to us. Being from Thomas. But I think it's cool, because I see there's a lot of y'all here. Are y'all the only school that came today?
I think so.
I think Riverside came as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The color guard from Riverside came.
Yeah.
But I wish we would have got to go on the tour. That would have been pretty awesome. But you know, uh, have y'all learned anything that you didn't know today from the different little breakout sessions that they've had?
I know the color red,
what?
and I know how to say it. And then
Cheyenne or
yeah,
Arapaho?
I think it was
Which one?
think it's
This one?
Cheyenne,
That one?
Cheyenne, Cheyenne.
Alright.
It's Ma, and then
Yeah.
you got yellow is never mind. I don't remember. It starts with the H though. I know that.
Um, from same place she was at, the Cheyenne thing. Like it's cool to like hear the backstories of like where they not think, but like where they heard like whatever it came from, like his grass dance outfit, his story that was told to him, and so I thought that was pretty cool because I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, Brendan.
Hmm.
Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, like that's my nephew. You know, so that's pretty cool. Y'all have a powwow coming up, right?
Hmm.
Do y'all want to give more details about? Was it November 23rd, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
November 23rd at the Weatherford Middle School
Yeah,
gym.
it's yeah, it's just November 23rd. I
It's at
think it's
the middle
at
school.
yeah.
The
I
middle
think
school
you
gym.
already said that.
I don't think I have it.
Oh, why'd you give me your phone?
You
over
asked
there?
for
You have
it.
it?
Wait, I'll look, because I don't even remember if I have it. I think Mama posted some,
Sent it.
but
I know I have it, but I don't have my phone on me.
okay, I'm gonna just
Yeah, I think it's from 2 p.m. to
However long it goes.
Yeah, because you can't
yeah,
ever
I
say how
know.
long those things go.
They always do, and then it goes like
Yeah,
one
like 2 hours
1 a.m.
past.
Yeah.
But
alright.
how exciting is it getting ready for that? Y'all got a drum group, and do a lot of y'all
Wow.
like participate in dancing and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not so like excited. I'm more so nervous because I don't know. The last 2 years, did we have it freshman year? Or, like
Yeah.
2 years ago? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember that, but the last ones they were actually pretty good. But this one, I don't know how it's gonna be this year because a lot of our seniors they like they graduated, so we're not gonna have a lot of the same people we did last time. So it's gonna be way different. But yeah, I'm just nervous.
Yeah, well, I see that a lot, but it's just giving you that opportunity to step up. You know, I understand that comfortability. Because fear was a big thing for me, is why I didn't do a lot of things. Whenever I was a kid, because I was scared to.
Mhm.
I moved from Thomas to El Reno, and it was like a completely different world, like completely different. So like I didn't want to play sports. I didn't want to like do anything outside of my comfort zone. So I think it's cool that y'all are able to find a way to stay in your culture, even though it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I've been to some of y'all's after school programs,
Mhm.
and I thought it was cool. They brought in the drum. I mean, y'all got some Luluers over there that that's pretty cool. You don't see a lot of schools doing that. I mean, so big shout out to your parents. People that are keeping the kids involved in Weatherford. I think it's a great idea. So, should we get into some questions?
Yes,
Sure
we
thing.
can.
All right.
Oh.
So the first question that I put down was, "What does being a sober native mean to you?"
Being a sober native means to me like there's like a lot of natives like I feel like there's like majority of natives that like they drink and then they like do weed and they do like all this other stuff. And I think me being like the minority, I think me like is representing like just being healthy and even then like those people who like do that type of stuff like they die at a very young age. And for me to be sober, I think it's like I'm just like I'm gonna live for them because I feel like that they're not like they weren't able to get help at the time. And like
Hmm.
I have help, so I'm gonna like live for them and have their like mind in their thought in my head. So
Yeah,
But thank you. That
that
makes a
was a
lot of
good
sense to
one.
me. Yeah. Would you like to answer the question?
Oh, what was it again? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What does a sober native mean? I mean, hold up. What does being a sober native mean to you?
I think it basically means the same thing she said. So like, just being a healthy native, just like no drinking, no drugs, and it's honestly you don't see much of that anymore because most of us they just we- they just do stuff like that, and it's kind of sad to see. So to be sober and like healthy, it's just like it's really nice. Just like I don't know how to explain it. It's better in my head, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Would you like to answer that, Carla?
Um, I feel like Echo kind of said it all, but like the whole like she was talking about people putting her out there, like such as I think she means like parents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what I feel like really helps is people who have a person to guide them because I feel like without them, I'd be one of those that just run around and do
Yeah.
stuff. So I don't know, like I said, just being able to do that because there are a lot of kids nowadays that just like I don't know, kind of like let themselves
Yeah,
lose themselves and like end up passing away. So it's kind of like that's just not how I want to end up. It's not how I want to go. So that's why I keep going and dancing and holding. I
for
plan,
sure.
yeah.
I think it's very important that you all understand what you know. Maybe the kids that are going through that, maybe like you were saying, there's not a lot of guidance. I know that by you staying clean and sober, I mean it does more for a person, to actually see somebody living a good life, than to because it's easier. It's easier to get high, get drunk. It actually takes some backbone to actually stay sober and to choose to do the right thing. I think it's very important. So I love the fact that we have three young ladies who are willing to tell people like there is a better way. There is a good life behind staying sober. So do y'all know anybody that's in recovery
Well, uh,
or that was or maybe
like
suffering in their addiction?
my auntie, she passed away a year ago. We don't know how, but she was in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
She my father, he had kicked her out because she wasn't getting better, and
Yeah.
by him doing that, he was guiding her, and so was my mom, and so by him kicking her out, she got a hold of it, and she wanted to be with us, and so she moved to California, and she was on her way back to Oklahoma because she had gotten better, and some happened, and she was in Texas, and I don't know, but she was in recovery, and she just passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you know anybody in recovery, or do you know
Um,
what recovery is?
yeah, I know what recovery is. The person that like I like, it comes to mind like straight to my head. It's probably my dad, because um my dad is like he wasn't like the best person growing up. Sorry, I don't even know why I started talking about it, but I knew I was gonna do that.
It's okay,
But it's
Carly.
like I don't know, like so my dad he's incarcerated right now,
Mm-hmm.
and like not a lot of people know that, but it's like something I like telling people like now that I'm with y'all because I feel like that's I need to talk about that if I'm
Yeah.
be representing. So when he was incarcerated, my dad was one to like blame like a lot of people for what he did, and um, getting those calls and like him yelling at us, just kind of was like it hurt because we were the only ones that was there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like we started talking to my dad, but I remember it was a Thursday, and I remember my mom telling um, me that she gave me he wanted my number because my mom she didn't want to talk to my dad, and so I remember we gave him my number, and I remember getting the call, and I was just expecting to get like yelled at, and I remember when he answered the phone, him saying my like, full name. I was like, damn, I'm finna get cussed out, I'm finna get yelled at. So I was just preparing myself, and then I just remember he started to cry, and I started crying too because you could just tell like he wasn't like the same person he was because he was more calmer. He just started apologizing, and I remember like the phone like goes quiet, and he's like, "Oh, I can hear that you're crying." He's like, "So I'm gonna let you go," but he's like, "Carly, oh my god." He was like, Carly Ty, I get baptized tonight. And I remember I just started bawling because the phone cut off right after that. And so, like, now my dad, like, sends me letters, calls me, and like everything he does is like around God now.
Hmm.
But looking back a long time ago, my dad didn't believe in God. There was no God in my dad's eyes. And every time we talked about praying or oh dad, I'm praying for you, he didn't care. And so now it's like, and it like gives me like closure kind of, because it's like dang, like all those times when I was praying, it counted, because like there was a time when
Sure.
I started falling off too, when I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like this ain't working. But when I found that out from my dad, and actually just recently, the paper came in the mail, like the certificate he got in there, and then he finished school. So it's like I'm excited for whenever I see him again, because like I know he's a different person, because
Yeah.
he doesn't cuss at us or nothing no more. Not to tell him my business, but he was pretty bad guy whenever he was with us. So yeah, like it's just totally different, and I'm so glad he actually got right, because you know I know some people don't have both parents, but like that's like what I want. I want like
Yeah.
that happy family that everyone talks about. So I do want my dad in my life, even though he did put us through stuff. I still want him in my life.
Definitely.
So that's the person I know that's in recovery, and I hope stays in recovery.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Carly. I appreciate that. Would you like to? Do you know what recovery is?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody in recovery?
Well, same with her, our auntie, Sheena. She was she was in recovery and she was trying to get better, but it didn't really work out well. But it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, she tried.
Yeah, it's the thought that counts. And let's see, my uncle actually, he does all that. We don't really hear much of him anymore because we don't see him. He's kind of in prison, so
Yeah,
we don't know if he's getting better. But I know he wasn't trying to recover, and yeah. So I don't know how he's doing anymore. Um, other than that, I don't really nobody know like I don't really know anybody else that's in recovery other than my brother.
do you see the difference in a person that's in recovery and a person that before they got into recovery?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a difference. Yeah,
Was it easy to talk to them about what they were going through?
no, because he denied it
Yeah,
every time. He would be like, "Are you getting better?" And he wouldn't say anything. So I don't know how he's doing. I can tell he kind of went back, but hopefully he decides to change that soon.
if there was anything that you would want to tell him, what would you want him to know?
Your sisters, they
Yes.
love you
Love you.
and they want you to get better so that they can have their old brother back.
Peace.
Yeah. Love you,
Peace.
Vision. Love you.
That was great. I too was a kid. I had both parents, but my mom and my dad were both alcoholics. So I grew up in that home that that you hear these stories about. When I moved to El Reno, I grew up in a like all my like okay, I'm 44 years old, right? I'm the third oldest person in my family because of drugs and alcohol. My older sister Heather is like the oldest one in our family. You know what I mean? Like because drugs and alcohol took all of our parents. And so I I love the fact that you are kids that are able to show other kids like there's a greater life behind staying clean and sober. Or staying positive even though you were faced with these different situations that whether a kid shows it or not, most kids are going through some kind of adversity that could affect the rest of their life. Like you could have took that as a negative thing and held on to that, but you want to see the greater good in your dad.
Mhm.
You understand like he can be a good person when he doesn't have these substances in his life.
Mhm.
So I think it's very important, that and I love the fact that all of y'all, shared a little bit, because these things ain't easy to talk about.
Mhm.
By no means at all do you want somebody to know your business and how you feel, because you know like if one of y'all were gonna start crying, I would have like went and got something to, like stop crying. Like here's a
Yeah.
tissue. Like you know what I mean, because it would have made me uncomfortable. But not saying that this isn't a safe place that we can do. I'm only 3.5 years sober. You know, I went to prison whenever I was 16 years old for a drive-by. Like, I was a pretty ornery kid, so I was probably your age. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like y'all's age, and I was already in prison. So I'm only 3.5 years sober, but it's given me this opportunity to have these conversations now, because this is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to make these normal conversations, especially for the kids, because if anybody gets forgotten, it's always the kids. It's always the sisters, the daughters. I mean, there's so many things that go into what a person's going through at home, that it's not easy for anybody to talk about. Are there anything that you would like to say to anybody that might be going through the same situation as you? Is there anything that comes to mind that you would want to keep encouraging them to do the right thing?
I like to say that you can pull through, you can push through it, like through determination and will. Like you can do it. Like no, not like the only thing that holds you back is you, and I know you can do it. So you can pull through, and you can push through it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Echo.
Preach. I would say honestly, it just gets better. Like you may not think it's better, but it honestly gets way better if you just lock in. Just lock in. It's that easy. Just lock in. But yeah.
And our
Oh,
princess.
she has the flyer.
So we can actually read it now. Yeah, our actual our flyer for our power.
Well, Carly,
Huh?
would you like to say some encouraging words to anybody that might be going through the same thing?
Oh, oh, about the question. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I'd say like Nene said, like it may not look like it's it may not look like it's getting better, because like I know that's what I thought. Like it never get better. We'd always be going through what we were going through, but it happened, and it's happening to a lot of people, not just you. Like, because I thought I was alone too, but just asking for help. I feel like am I loud?
No, go ahead.
Just asking for help, and like having surrounding yourself with good people and good sense of mind, and just making sure that stuff doesn't get to you. Just don't let it get to you, because that's what everyone told me. All those old people, not in a mean way. All those old ones, they just told me, especially my grandma, one day they'll find out that that ain't the life that they need, and so will you. Like you'll see it, or you'll go through it yourself, and just know that that's not what you want. Just keep a brighter outlook on life. So keep thinking good thoughts, keep being good, and you'll do right.
Thank you. That was good. I mean, all of y'all had some great points. I don't feel like we ask kids enough, about what they think about this thing, because when a parent sees this, maybe this will give them something to think about, about their nieces or their daughters, or, just the effect that addiction has on families. Because we say it all the time, like addiction just doesn't affect that person; it affects the whole family. I can hear it whenever y'all talk about your aunt, like, or, when she talks about her dad. But, if I've learned anything, is that, the worst thing that I thought was my life. God brought me to it, and without changing the situation, it turned into the most beautiful thing in my life. So, I mean, that's just the irony of addiction, like getting into recovery. So, is there anybody y'all want to shout out?
Um, Weatherford Native American Club.
You want to read your flyer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we're having our third annual Weatherford Public Schools JOM powwow. It will be on Saturday, November 23rd, uh, 2024. Weatherford Public Schools middle school gym is where we'll be at. The schedule is looking like Gore dance at 2 p.m., supper break at 5 p.m. Grand entry will might start at 6 p.m. Youth contest and social dancing to follow. Our MC will be CC White Wolf, head singer Gentry Kylie, head man Levi Hewlett, head lady Adele Greeley, head boy Timothy Honpo,
Pompo, I think.
Humpo.
Hompo, head girl Kin-
Kinley.
Kinley,
Kinley Hart.
All right, Kinley Hart, co-host Riverside Native Heritage Club and Oklahoma Indian Bikers. Honored educator Terry
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Boy.
Love
He's
Terry.
right over there.
Love Terry. He's a great.
Shout out Terry. Shout out
Terry's
Terry.
so amazing. He got me a bag.
ADs Tommy Trout and, and Sons Color Guard Riverside Color Guard. The contests that we have on here are Tiny Tots, Juniors, Teens, Boys Contest, Straight, Traditional, Fancy Grass, Girls, Cloth and Buckskin, and then Fancy and Jingle. Um, there will be different vendors, food vendors, arts and craft vendors. Oh, never mind. It says no food vendors. My bad.
She made y'all think.
I know, psych. Um, oh, the NAC will provide concession. Special giveaways optional during Gore Dance only. WPS NAC is not responsible for any accidents, injuries, or thefts. No alcohol, drugs, or firearms. Further information, please contact the NAC Powwow Committee. Melody Redbird post at 405 402 0498. Julia, 580 819 020127. Miranda, 580 603 3707. Sarah Whiteshield, 580 376 2399. And that is the flyer.
All right. Well, thank you very
Oh,
much.
and a winner take all team dance contest.
Forgot about that. It was in the corner in bright yellow.
Yes, that'll be November 23rd at the Weatherford Middle School. So if you're not busy that day, come and support the youth.
Gotta pray.
Yeah, they're over there praying. So with that, I think we're going to end the live. Click on end.
We're not ending yet.
I'm getting up.
ASMR.
Oh.
How can I just end it on the thing?
Because it's about to be loud.